Welcome everyone to Beyond the Arc. Ashley Nicole Moss here, and I have a very special guest with me, CJ Watson, NBA vet and host of the Believe in Bulls podcast. Hi, CJ. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm so happy to. First of all, you are our first guest ever.
Oh, I'm honored.
So everyone that follows you is now going to have to follow the blueprint you set for Beyond the Arc. So you
Well, the
got to do it
bar the
really.
bar is gonna be set
The
pretty high.
bar is going to be very high. Listen, there's so much we can get into with you, but I first want to get into this. You're 6'2", your playing weight was around 170, and we look at Kyrie, we look at Steph, and it's just amazing what these guys can do in a league where the guys just seem to get bigger and more physical every single draft class. Why do you think that is? Why have they been so successful throughout multiple years in the land of giants, if you will?
I think it's just the work that they put in. Obviously, Steph had a lot of injuries. I think Kyrie had some injuries too. So I'm sure being in the weight room, getting stronger in the summertime and during the season, putting that work in, only helps you be able to take those bumps and bruises and also endure the 82 game season
Right.
plus the playoffs.
I mean, do you see we've seen the changing of the structuring rather of the NBA, in terms of physicality. We've seen obviously the three ball now be such a big part of the game. Do you ever see it going backwards where, the size and the height goes back to more of, the Steph, Kyrie, your age than it does the Jokic and the Giannis and the guys we're seeing now?
I think it's done changing. I think it's going to continue to get better and better. You're going to see more guys like Giannis, more guys like Wemby be able to handle the ball 7'2", 7'4", long, lanky, be able to not just play in the post, but play all around the arc, be able to grab the rebound, push the break, and then
Right.
also find shooters or finish in the break. So I definitely think old days are gone. I think it's a new age upon us, and we only can adapt to it and love it and accept it for what the beauty that it is.
I mean, speaking of the old days being gone and the new days are here, we have this conversation on this podcast a lot, especially when it comes to the Western Conference. We have seen the changing of the guard, if you will. The Lakers and the Warriors are kind of struggling, and you see the young guys, Timberwolves, OKC, figuring it out and being at the top of that conference. The East is a little bit different. We're not seeing the changes happen just yet. But going to the Western Conference, I mean, how impressive have the young Bucks been on in that conference? When we talk about OKC, we talk about the Timberwolves, we talk about, the Sacramento Kings, although they're not as high as they were this time last year. Why do you think that they have been so successful in doing things the traditional way of kind of growing guys, not trying to just put them together right off the top, but
Right.
growing guys and going through the trials and tribulations and now reaping the benefits?
I think that you just see like guys like Steph and LeBron. I'm sure they looked up to those type of guys and they saw the struggles that they went through. Everybody's going to struggle throughout your career, and I think just it's a new day and age, and definitely throughout sports and just in basketball in general, the young guy usually pretty much always wins. It's not an old man's game, so I definitely think these young guys are coming in and doing it well, and I think our league is in great hands, especially with guys like OKC. De'Aaron Fox, I love watching him and the Kings play. So definitely those guys are definitely carrying the torch.
It's interesting you say it's not an old man's league because there's this narrative, especially with OKC being the top of the Western Conference, that young teams can't win championships. Do you
Yeah,
believe that?
I do that. I do believe. I definitely believe you got to have
Okay.
a veteran type team. I've never. I don't know if I ever seen a team. Maybe I'm wrong. I had to go back and look, but never seen a young team win a championship. It's always been guys who have been through the fire, have been through ups and downs in their career, learned, and take those valuable lessons that they learned and kind of just make build it into their career. So I definitely think it's definitely a veterans type game. But you never know. It could be wrong, and we might see a OKC champion this year. Who knows?
So if OKC's in the finals, are you going to stand corrected and say like, listen, it may happen. Maybe I was
we
wrong.
can we can have a bet, but I definitely don't think it's gonna happen. Especially if they play like a Milwaukee
No,
or Boston.
I agree. I have my pick right now is I have Nuggets Celtics is probably going to be what the NBA finals, and that
Yeah, me
pains
too.
me as a Knicks fan to say the
Right.
Celtics are going to do anything, but they just look that good. On the conversation of the younger players, I mean, who are some of your favorite younger players in the league? We saw Anthony Edwards last night with an
Yeah.
absolute insane dunk. He's one of my favorite young
Yeah.
guys in the league. What are some of yours?
Ant Man is definitely up there. Just the way he plays the game and the joy he plays with the game. Just his character. him being from the South and just being super funny and not even trying to be funny. And I love De'Aaron Fox, Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, Devin Booker. Always, KD's not young, but his game is just so poetic. I can't, I love just watching him play.
Do you have any? I mean, it could be too early to decide. You may still need to see more from whoever your pick is, but everybody has kind of been having this conversation about who the next face of the league is. LeBron's
Yeah.
getting older, Steph's getting older, that rivalry. We don't know how many more games of that we have left. So when we talk about the future of the NBA right now, if you had to make your pick of who the next face is, who is it for you?
I would say Anthony Edwards or Luca, one of those two.
Interesting.
Definitely guys who dominate, not dominate the ball, but carry their teams. Definitely great on both sides. I mean, not Luca, but Ant Man is definitely great on both sides. But Luca, it's just a pleasure to watch. Like I said, all the
Right.
things that he does, his size, and just the way he controls the game.
It's interesting you said Anthony Edwards or Luca because I feel like the minute Wemby came into the league, everyone was like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
not you guys. It's going to be this guy. So no love for Wemby as the future face, especially with the international appeal, seeing what he's doing as a rookie, defensively, what he's doing as a rookie. You're still not buying that in just a year from now, 2 years from now, maybe 3 years from now, that he's going to supersede those guys as the face of the league.
I don't think so. I mean, because I could be wrong. I definitely would love if he was, but I definitely think he has the capabilities too. I just definitely think he needs some more time. He's got to get stronger, but once he gets that strength, definitely he's gonna dominate the league because he's doing it already and not even that strong.
Well, I want to dive into the Golden State Warriors because although they're struggling right now to kind of figure things out, some people want to know if the window's closed, is it closing, is it opened again? Once upon a time, there was no question about the Golden State Warriors. And I mean, your rookie year was 07, 08. That was just the year after the We Believe Warriors. I mean, Baron Davis, my
Yeah,
big bro, Stack,
yeah,
Al Harrington. I mean, the list goes on and on. Chris Webber. Old stories, first of all. I mean, as a rookie with those guys, they
yeah.
had to put you through the ringer. I can just imagine Stack right now, like putting you through the ringer, making you do things as a rookie that like are just absolutely insane.
Yeah, all those are my big brothers. Baron, Al, Stack, Matt, and Monte. So like a lot of those stories I can't share on
I
air.
bet. I bet.
But like I said, yeah, they taught me the ins and outs of basketball on and off the court. They helped me like in every situation that I was going through or were prepared to go through throughout my career. So they definitely helped me a lot, and I still talk to those guys to this day. So definitely they helped me kind of pave my career.
What's the best lesson that one of them or all of them have given you? I think one of the cool things that I like when speaking to rookies or just young players who are on teams, with vets, with OGs. I mean, the first name that I think of is Udonis Haslam.
Yeah.
And, he has been instrumental or was instrumental in Bam Adebayo's early years. And Bam constantly talks about how important that leadership and just his presence in the locker room was for him, not only as a player, but as a man figuring himself out in the NBA. So which of those guys was that for you?
Mostly it was like Baron or it was probably Baron, Stack, Jack, and Al. They helped me kind of just learn to be a professional. How to dress up. Al, when we went to China or in our preseason preseason game in China, Al bought me like 4 or 5 suits just to help me,
Oh,
be professional. Dress the part. So definitely that kind of plays a big role in my life today. Like I said, in the things that he taught me and still does teach me to this day. Like our kids play together, stuff like that. We used to go on vacations together. So definitely, just being a family man too. That kind of just stuck with me.
I love that about getting you suits because I
Yeah,
feel like obviously the league's changed
yeah,
and
yeah,
we don't really see guys in suits like that anymore. It's more like, streetwear and, high
yeah.
fashion and things like that. But I think people underestimate, the importance of like a good suit and
Hmm.
how if you've never, been exposed to that and know like what's good, what's not good, how to tie a tie, like,
Right. Yeah.
3 piece, 4 piece, 2
Right.
piece, like how important that is. So that's really just something that's I don't know. That's like a very big brother like thing to do, you
Yeah,
know?
that was like I said, that was very big of him. He didn't have to do it. Definitely, you just put a suit on, you feel good. You feel stylish, you feel fly. So it
Yeah.
definitely has to do with the whole confidence type of thing. And back then the suits were hella big. So I don't know if I wore those suits now. I think I probably gave them away, but still, it was just a good gesture that he did.
What Deion say? Look good, play good.
Yeah,
um,
100% right.
I know, right? Listen, well, rookie duties. I mean, those are always fun stories because the rooks sometimes got to buy these elaborate dinners. They got to
Yeah,
bring the Chick-fil-A on the team plane. They got to hold certain backpacks. Sometimes you got to wear a kid's backpack if they ask
right.
you. So any rookie duties, any rookie hazing that they made you go through?
Honestly, I came in, so I got called up in the middle of the season, like in January 2008. So they already hazed all the rookies before, like Marco and Pat O'Brien. So I really didn't have to get hazed. I had to get some coffee one time for Barron. I had to carry the cash, for the nightly outings. So my rookie duels weren't that bad. They were honestly pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. The cash for the nightly outings.
Yeah,
Good way to put that.
right.
Listen,
You understood where I was going
I
with
understand
that.
exactly where you were going with that. Listen, like I said, Stack is my big brother. I knew
Right, yeah.
exactly where
So
you were heading that
yeah, you already
direction.
know.
Listen, the following year, a rookie by the name of Steph Curry entered the
Mhm.
Golden State Warriors organization and changed the history of what the Golden State Warriors would be known for and will be known for a very long time. I
Right.
mean, what was it like? What was Steph like as a rookie? I know we know what he's like on the court,
Yeah.
but outside of that, like behind closed doors in the locker room, was he as confident? Was he as sure as himself as he is now?
I think definitely was a growing thing for Steph. He definitely came in, probably wanted to prove a lot of people wrong. I'm sure he probably thought he could be drafted higher and maybe go to a different team, probably like the New York Knicks or whatever. So definitely think he had a lot to prove. But he came in, just confident, playing hard. He just wanted to be right and get coaches graces to get on the court and do what he does. And obviously, we didn't know that he would change the game the way that he did, but you definitely saw the hard work that he put in,
Yeah.
staying long nights, coming early before the game. So you definitely thought, or definitely knew that he was going to be good, but you didn't know that he was going to be, this Hall of Fame, franchise type, generational player. So definitely, I love to see that growth in Steph and all the things that he's gone through and all the things he's accomplishing.
You mentioned the New York Knicks, and it just pained me all over again because I just think about like what could have been and what
Right.
should have been, but
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
wasn't. This
Right.
the history of being a New York Knick. I mean, Steph Curry is just a phenom. I mean, it's unreal how he consistently, I put him in the category of LeBron. Obviously, LeBron is just like a physical specimen, and he's
Right.
so dominant in so many different ways, and we've never seen a basketball player built like him play as long as he has. But Steph's longevity is just so impressive for just a multitude of reasons. But kind of take me into a little bit of the way Steph approaches the game and why do you think that approach is directly correlated to his longevity in the NBA?
I think as a professional in whatever sport you play, but particularly in basketball, because I played and I know it, definitely repetition has a lot to do with it. When Steph shoots a three and starts running the other way, that's all repetition because he's been in the gym so long and muscle memory for him to shoot that shot from wherever and have the confidence and know that it's going to go in because he's done it so many times. And
Right.
I think that's just a repetition of him consistently doing it over and over, doing his pregame warm-ups, taking that seriously, his summer workouts, taking that seriously, and just I think that's all the effort and the premonition that you see is from all that and it goes on the court. So you see all that in his success and how he's played.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. You've played with some of the best point guards we've ever seen and ever will see, I feel like. I mean, you also played with one of my favorites, and somebody asked me a question the other day and said to me, if I could give anybody a fully healthy career, which player would it be? And my answer is
Yeah,
Derrick Rose. And Derrick Rose was a player that you knew very, very well or know very well. You ended up having to start for him in the playoffs after he tore his ACL in game one of the first round, which I feel like was kind of like the beginning of the career that ultimately Derrick Rose would have in
right.
terms of it just being just compounded with injuries and ultimately changing the way he had to play the game. I mean, that moment when it happened, two-parter here. I mean, the first moment when he tears the ACL, I can only imagine the silence that
Yeah.
just goes through everybody's. just mind, just the crowd. It's Derrick Rose. You know what
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean? Like, take us through that
Right.
very moment. Like, what was that like?
It was crazy because I think we were up by like maybe 13. It was only like a minute left, and
Yeah.
if you know Tibbs, Tibbs doesn't
Well, I
relax
know
at
him
all.
now.
So, yeah, yeah, Tibbs doesn't relax at all. So he keeps the starters in at the all the time, and we always used to say put the bench players in, let us
Right.
go out there and play more, and not play the starters so much. But it definitely was a crazy silence in the gym. You can probably hear a pin drop. We didn't know or thought that it was a torn ACL, obviously, but thought maybe like a sprained ankle or whatever. He'll be
Right.
back because we battled so many injuries throughout that year. But definitely when it happened, I just thought that was our season right there because we had planned on winning the championship. We built this team and worked hard for that and thought this was our year. It just sucks that it happened.
I always wonder because obviously, like, you trust your coach, right? And, when it comes to the media and when it comes to real time answering questions about what
Yeah.
just transpired, you obviously, it's just looked down upon to throw your coach under the bus. But, like,
Right. Yeah.
you're human. You guys are teammates. You play with each other. You spend more time with your teammates, with your team than you do your own families in the
Right.
course of the season. Was there at any point in that locker room, once it was realized that it was an ACL, you guys are up double digits. You should have benched Derrick Rose. And obviously, now knowing that's not Tibbs' MO, but was
Right.
there any distrust that locker room had in Tibbs after what transpired with D Rose?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that never ever crossed anyone's mind, at least not mine. I'm a big believer, in whatever happens is meant to be. That's what,
Mhm.
that's God's way of, kind of doing things. So if it didn't happen then, it's probably going to happen eventually. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't think anyone or in that locker room, blame Coach Tibbs for practicing us too hard or playing too many minutes and stuff like that. We just always knew that that's what it's going to take for us to win, and we trusted our coach.
Well, listen, it's a next man up mentality because
Yep.
you end up having to start because Derrick Rose, like I said, game one tears his ACL. Talk about that. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not even getting your start in a regular season game where
Right.
it's like,
Yeah.
okay, there's growing pains here. I can figure it out. This is every game counts. I mean, the
Right.
pressure it's a lot.
Yeah, the pressure was a lot, but I think like I said, that season he was hurt a lot. I was in and out of the lineup. He was in and out of the lineup, so it wasn't nothing new to start. But it was just like you said, just different circumstances with the playoffs coming, and different. I think we had a different player also. I think we just signed Rip too, so it's definitely different playing with him. But I think the pressure of trying to win and us having aspirations of winning the championship kind of we knew went out the window once he got hurt, but we still thought that we could get there if we just at least got past the first round.
Right. Well, I'm going to play a little game with you before I let you go. I'm going to give you two players, okay? And in this scenario, you can only pick one player. This player is taking the final shot for you in a game where everything's on the line.
All
All right.
right.
You have the chance to win a chip, but one of these players got to take the shot. You got to make a decision. You ready?
All right. All right. I'm
All
ready.
right. Kyrie Irving, Allen Iverson.
Kyrie, sure.
Why?
Kyrie is a big shot, clutch maker. It's just in his genes. That's what he wants, and that's I think we haven't seen anyone like him that can finish the way he does, and in
Okay.
whatever shot.
All right. Steph Curry, Reggie Miller.
Steph Curry easily, greatest shooter ever.
Okay. Tougher one for you. Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving.
Steph Curry.
Ooh, okay. All right, we're gonna get a little bigger in size here. I'm gonna go LeBron James, Kevin Durant.
I would say KD.
Okay. I'm gonna go KD or Devin Booker.
KD.
Okay. Devin Booker or Damian Lillard.
Damian Lillard.
Ooh, okay. I'm not mad though, but it's like that's a tough one. All
Yeah.
right, we're gonna go big man. Giannis, Jokic.
Jokic. Giannis can't shoot.
Giannis, Embiid.
For the game-winning shot.
Game winning shot. You got to pick one of them.
Oh man, I'm going. Like I said, I'm going with Embiid. Giannis is can't shoot for me. I like shooters and guys who can make shots. He can get to the basket, but can't really shoot that well.
Okay. I'm going to go Embiid, Jokic.
I got to go with Jokic.
Okay. Jimmy Butler or Luca.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I got to go with my former teammate Jimmy Butler.
Okay. I'm going to give you a last one. This is the point guard edition. All right.
All
Chris
right,
Paul, Steph Curry.
last shot.
Last shot.
Come on, Steph Curry. That's easy.
Listen, Chris Paul I was trying to trip you up,
Right.
but listen,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
answer the answer usually is always Steph. It's
Right. Yeah.
usually always Steph. I could have went, okay, one more. Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant.
Ooh, game-winning shot.
Game-winning
Kobe.
shot.
Kobe for sure.
Ooh, see, once you put Kobe in the mix, it changes
Yeah.
the conversation.
Kobe's my favorite,
Um,
man.
CJ, before I let you go, what can people expect with your podcast?
Believe in Bulls. We talk about anything Chicago Bulls, how their season's going, future picks, free agency, all that kind of stuff. Some stories from my playing days with the Bulls. So anything Chicago Bulls, we talk about it.
You guys bring up like food recommendations. I'm going to be in Chicago in a few months, and like I've never been, so
We got you. We got you. We'll
yeah.
send you some
I'm not
food
a deep dish
recommendations.
girl. I'm a New Yorker. Like I like the fold pizza. I need to be able
Yeah,
to
me
fold it.
too. Yeah, deep dish is
Yeah.
nasty. Fold it
Is it
and dip it in some ranch.
Thank you. Finally, somebody agrees with me. Everyone wants to tell me that deep dish is better than, your regular New York style pizza where you can just fold. It's not. It's not
No,
the
it's,
same. I don't,
it's
if I need a
definitely it's
knife and
definitely
fork to
different.
eat it, it's too much. It's a
Yeah,
meal.
that's not pizza. That's pasta.
Exactly. It's a full-blown meal. It's not
Right.
pizza. CJ, thank you so much for joining us on Beyond the Arc and telling us all your stories and then, giving us a look into your past. And I hope everyone checks out the new pod. I know I will. So thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Appreciate it. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.